sphere and farming, which I'm not going to say correctly at all most of the time. That's why we're here, I hope. So what is your sphere? Don't you mean who? You like my graphic of the guess who people? So your sphere are all the connections that you have in your life. And we really want you to think beyond your friends and family, right? And then for my one friend that is here with us today, but for anyone else, we can email this to you, or you can stop in. I had Alana print out the memory jogger, and that just helps us think of some more people beyond just, it's easy to think of our friends and family, but who else is in your life? Think of your extended family, your friends' family, your ex's family, your kids. Who do they have? Their teachers, their coaches, their doctors. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they have little friends, and their little friends have parents that are moving, and your medical providers, your car salesman, who cares for your house and your garbage man. It really goes through a list of all different kinds of people that, I don't have to talk over that now. All different kinds of people that at first thought of who is your sphere, we don't really think of, or I never really thought of, who's the bank teller that's there every time you go into the bank? If you're like 100 and still go into the bank, I still go into the bank. And so that is your sphere. Those are the people in your sphere. What is farming? It is not that picture. I really wanted that picture, you guys. So farming is planting, nurturing, and cultivating leaves. How we farm is we choose an area, and you'll do that either by zip code, county, town, neighborhood. For those of us, I don't know if anyone on here is from our Johnstown or Altoona office, but we have some different sized areas that down here in Allegheny County. So it would be obscenely hard to farm all of Allegheny County, right? Or even a zip code in Allegheny County. So we just pick a neighborhood or whatever, area interests you. And I am going fast because we are going to work here in a little bit. So I want to get through this information. Why do we farm? Raise brand awareness, capture leads, earn referrals, connect with potential sellers. Be the expert of your market. Whatever area you pick to farm, whatever neighborhood, whatever zip code, know everything there is to know about that zip code. So when that potential seller calls you, you know how many homes went listed, how many homes went pending, what the average sales price was. Be the expert. 5 questions worth answering before committing to a farm. And this is taken directly from the RPR's Ultimate Guide to Geographical Farming. Is the neighborhood nearby and easy to get to? We want at least 3 to 4 touch points per week on a long-term basis. So if it is very far and difficult to get to, I don't recommend choosing that area. Does it have an acceptable turnover rate? So we're going to do real estate math, which is not my favorite, so that's why it's all broken down right there. How many homes were listed for sale in the past year in that area? They would like to see a turnover rate higher than 5%. And the math to do that is there, and I can share this with you all after, because I would never remember how to do all of that. And then what is the absorption rate? The absorption rate is the calculation of active homes and the rate at which they sold. So after you get the rate of sold plus active homes, this calculation tells us that if the market conditions remain consistent and no new listings come on the market, it would take 72.9 days for the current inventory to sell based on the numbers that RPR provided. So those, just knowing those helps set good expectations. Is the number of homes manageable and consistent for marketing outreach? Market to only whoever your budget will allow. If you set a budget of $300 or whatever per month, it's not going to be realistic that you're farming 2,000 homes every month. Be realistic and make sure your budget can account to all the 3 to 4 touches per week or however you're going to do that. And then does one agent dominate that neighborhood or have homes been sold by many different agents? If you look in a neighborhood and 5 out of the past 6 homes were all sold by the same agent, there's a really good chance that agent is farming that neighborhood and branding him or herself as the local expert. But if you see just a lot of different, any agency, that gives you the opportunity to come in and be consistent in that area and brand yourself as that local expert. Golden letters. We're going to write some golden letters in a little bit. Golden letters can be used to market to your sphere or to unmets. And so for this purpose, we're going to be focused on the unmets, people we don't know. We're going to track potential sellers. The simpler the message, the better. And this information was taken from Jenny Woolett of the Woolett Group. If you don't follow her, do that. She's out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Have a system. Enlist help. This is a MOFR. If you have not heard of a MOFR, it is make an offer for immediate response. Attract leads, grow your database. Don't overthink it, just do it. When we're thinking of our farm, our area, who is your target audience? What's your avatar? Do you want to target pre-foreclosures, for sale by owners, REOs, which are bank-owned properties, bankruptcy, absentee owners? So those are likely the out-of-state investors that are, holding them. Divorce, tax liens, expired listings, or for rent by owner. Pick one, pick two, pick one you're interested in. I don't care which one. I like absentee owners. As we go into this shifting market, who are the absentee owners? Who are the tired landlords? Who have gone through COVID and dealing with tenants and all that good stuff? Those are the people I want to market to. Me personally, they don't have the emotional attachment on the home that, the woman or the family that's raised, all the kids there. So I personally like to target absentee owners. We're gonna go, no, I didn't want that one. This is how much I know about slideshows, guys. But we're gonna go back here, which is gonna lead us to RPR. Who on the Zoom has used, you can unmute, who has used RPR ever for anything? Denise has, she's the best. Like, Yvette, awesome.
I have.
Lisa, hi. Awesome. So you can use RPR for like all of the things. We are going to use it to find our target audience. That's a hard one.
I didn't know you could access it from the MLS. Are you in the MLS?
I went through NAR, through RPR's website, but it's connected, to the MLS.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So if you are in a different MLS, it will look just a little bit different. And if you are not, I believe you have to be a realtor, don't you? You have to have a NERDS ID.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you have to be a realtor, which means you have to be on a board, the National Association of Realtors, Pennsylvania, all that good stuff. You have to have a NERDS ID, NRDS. So once you get that, you can log into RPR. And for the purpose of today, we're going to go to research, map, And we are going to, I had a Google sheet that only Alana and Jennifer filled out, but that's okay. And the zip code they were interested in was 15217. We're gonna put that in. That is a big area.
Squirrel Hill.
Yeah. So that's a lot. So we are going to go to more filters. Public record. And you can go over here. What are we looking for? Are we looking for single families, condos, co-ops, mobile homes, multi-units, lot, land? For my purpose, I'm gonna only look at single family. We're gonna eliminate that, was earlier. I'm not gonna do a price on it right this minute. And you can only target pre-foreclosures. What did they want to see? Pre-foreclosures and absentee owners. So we'll do pre-foreclosures, absentee owner, update search. Awesome. No properties were found. This is a bad live example.
And it's not true. There's plenty of absentee owners
Yeah.
in Squirrel Hill.
Yeah. Let's take away the pre-foreclosure and see if that does anything. That does a lot. Okay. So we can even zoom in and say, I particularly love this area. We can draw our little map line. Search that. Okay, now they're kind of spread out. So maybe I want to take on these two neighborhoods here. We can draw again. I didn't draw, did I? Okay, so those are, in those streets, the absentee owners in the Squirrel Hill zip code. Those were the criteria that I had picked in our filters. And so whatever your avatar is, whoever your person, whatever your farm is in the filters, that's where you can find, you can really select and sort through who you want it to be. You can see how long they've owned it. 5 to 10. What's the statistic? The average homeowner stays in their home 7 years. So, okay, I want to see who's been in the home for more than 10 years. And we'll update it. Oh, now there's 2. And if we go back up, we'll get mailing labels. Print. It'll download. So those are the 2 addresses for the 2 absentee owners that have owned the property for more than 10 years in that zip code. It can be bigger, whatever the area, but that's just what that pulled up. So those are who I'm gonna write my golden letter to. Those 2 people, for argument's sake right now. So in real life, what we are gonna do is we're gonna write a golden letter, whatever that looks like. I have a couple of examples. This one here in gray, when I looked it up, that one was targeting pre-foreclosure, someone that needed to sell their home before they went into foreclosure and bank-owned properties. So it's very simple. Hi, blah, 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 I'm a realtor, or if you're not a realtor, you're a real estate professional with Keller Williams Exclusive. Are you interested in selling your home fast? I have buyers looking in your area. Call me and leave your number. If you're techie, you want to put a QR code in there. You can have a QR code that'll send them right to your website or right to a home valuation page that's branded to you. However, super techie you are. I'm not that techie. The middle is the one Jenny Woolick recommended. Hi, whatever the owner's name is. Are you interested in selling your home at whatever address to a client of mine? If so, please call me. Like, very simple. She said it, keep it simple, don't overthink it. And then this other one, it's just another one that was in the Pivot Shift Facebook group. I shortened it a little bit for the sake of everyone. But it was like, we have a favor. Here is our favor. Who's looking to move? Can you introduce us? How they can get a hold of you and sign your name. So however you want it to look, these golden letters really target, like I said, the unmet, people we don't know, our farm. If we are writing a golden letter to our sphere, people that know us, that would look a little bit different. If you're writing a golden letter and you're farming your neighborhood and you're very active in your neighborhood and everyone knows you, that also would look a little different. So just whoever you're targeting, that's what we want it to look like. And all of the information, here's all the links where I got all this information. I lied, I also got some from Maps Fast Track. I'll add that on there, citing my work. And so really the whole purpose of being here, I don't know if everyone can see me, I don't know what camera I'm looking at, but we have really fun, brightly colored envelopes and paper. And so while we're here, those of you that are online, at least, I know you have your computers with you because you're on them. Those of you that can, why don't you see if you can log in to the RPR website and go through a research, pick a zip code, find an avatar, target audience, and see if you're able to walk through and get some addresses. So while we're here, if you're struggling with it, I can try to help you virtually. And once you do that and get some mailing labels, let's write some letters. And you're not here, you can email the letter and your mailing label to Alana. She will print them for you on these fun paper. It will be up to you to come in and fold them up and put them in the envelope. She's not doing that. That would be a lot. But the one thing, that Jenny Woolick was saying in hers was handwrite the address on the front. Don't mailing label it. And she doesn't put a return address because it piques interest. Oh, who sent me this thing? And then they're going to open it. She also says not to put a business card in there, not to put fluff. And I agree with the no fluff. Just cut right to the chase and be clear on what your offer is. What's your immediate offer for how does it go? Oh my God. Whatever it is. What is your make an offer for immediate response? What do you want them to do? You guys diligently working in RPR.
I've been meaning to send a letter like this to a specific house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that one.
Yeah, use that one for sure. And I heard someone the last time we did a farming class was, I don't know when it was. It was a long time ago. And
Q1 probably is my guess.
yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
It's been a while. But I remember there was someone in the class that was like, yeah, I walked around the neighborhood one time and handed out little baggies and I didn't get any business. okay, well, one, perspective, I will flip that and say, but you did get yourself in everyone's home. Whatever was in her little baggies, her picture, her face, whatever, got into every single person's home. But the biggest thing is being consistent. It's consistency, consistency, consistency. Ask Megan Link if you don't know, that's her key phrase. I myself own, my husband owns several rental properties, and we get at least 4 postcards or letters or whatever in the mail every week for one of our properties. And they're always from someone different. Always. So be consistent. Just keep at it. There was, I don't know. Joe said he was gonna try to make it on the call. He's not on it. But there is a statistic about how many touches it takes before they actually respond to you. And I think it's between like 6 and 8 or something.
I was thinking it was 7.
Yeah.
So.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Before they actually respond to you. So walking around your neighborhood one time and handing something out just isn't gonna cut it. Be consistent on what you're doing and plan it out. Know what you're gonna do. If you're gonna do something different on a holiday, or if you're just gonna stick with the golden letter, and then maybe in the next one a stat of a recent sold, or whatever, but bring value when you're approaching people. Is everyone in RPR? Jay, do you have access to RPR?
I was just looking right now. I don't think I have access to any of that because my license isn't in yet.
Darn it, Jay.
I know.
That's okay. So for you, as a new agent, your golden letter, which is one that I wrote right when I got my license and sent it to every single person I know, whether it was through an email, through an actual letter, through a text, whatever, was, hey, I don't know if you know, but I'm a new real estate professional with Keller Williams Exclusive, and give a little bit about you. If they don't know you that well, or give a little bit about Keller, right? When we're new, we don't have a lot to say about how well we've done. We're just getting our license, but what we can say is, within our office, I have an amazing team of experienced realtors and other real estate professionals that can help me with the tools, and with Keller Williams, give stats about Keller Williams, the largest whatever real estate in this, or and so they can feel confident as a new agent. You still have all the tools behind you to support them in their buying, selling needs. So give a little bit, not a lot, because nobody wants to read all that. And then your offer for immediate response. Are you, or who do you know that's looking to buy or sell in the next 60 to 90 days? Can you introduce me? Super simple. Send them out. So Jay, you can be doing that golden letter.
Is that similar to the one that's already on the Google Drive? I
Probably.
think there's one that's just like that on the Google Drive.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm probably for the PC.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, probably. Doug probably has something like that in there. But yeah, I mean, really, you could be working on that. And if you are wanting to not send it to the sphere of people look here, what interests you the most? When I first started, I know I tried to target for sale by owners, and which is, FSBOs for all of our cool acronyms. And I had a little letter, I had a folder put together, I had a little letter, which was my, call for immediate response. I had some statistics about listing with realtor versus for sale by owner and sold facts. And then I had a copy of the, I had a copy of the seller's disclosure in there. And then I also just had a page of like helpful tips. If they are gonna continue to, for sale by owner, declutter the home, clean up the yard or whatever. And I would get myself into the home and leave them with this folder. And on the front of the folder, I had stickers of my business card made, and I put it right on the front. And so whatever, I got my face into their home. And I think I only converted, I didn't do it very consistently, but I converted 2 for sale by owner.
That's not bad.
So I feel good about that,
That's
yeah.
not bad at all.
Yeah, and the second one, I just said, I had a few sales under my belt and I felt a little bit better, and I said, just call me when you're tired of dealing with all of the calls that come in and all the neighbors and all the not for serious people. And I said, when you're tired of dealing with it, call me. That's what I get paid to deal with it. Juliet, before I joined, what has been your return rate doing golden letters? Juliet, I'm so not happy you asked me that. I'm just kidding. The fun thing about how I get roped into doing some of these trainings, it's because I continuously teach the RPR training, which is how I got roped into this. So the only golden letter that I ever had sent out was when I first got my license to my sphere of influence. Which is why on my last page here, you will see where I've got all of my information from, because I'm not the expert of golden letters. I went to the experts. I watched, in preparation for this, oh my gosh, 2 weeks ago now, because I was sick last week, I watched 6 YouTube videos on golden letters, on farmings. I went through this, the RPR has a ultimate guide to geographic farming. So I took some things right from here, which is where I got all of these stats or all this information, the 5 things to do. The Maps Fast Track, for anyone that doesn't know, Maps Fast Track has a lot of free content. I don't pay for a Maps coach, but any free class that I can take, I do. And then they're all uploaded onto YouTube also. So, sorry, Juliet.
No.
But there are out there, and if you go to Pivot Shift, if you go to the Keller Williams Connect, KW Connect, where all of the education and resources are. I mean, there are statistics on, the golden letters and what the return rate is. And it's not great, but the key is just to consistently get in front of, your target audience.
Can I raise a few things?
Please.
I think when you're thinking about your audience, think about, like, mailers are not gonna work with certain crowds, because people, under 40 crowd doesn't tend to check their mail, or if they do, they're throwing most of it away. But if you're working on, older people, which is a great audience just because maybe they're ready to sell their house. The mailers, I met with someone yesterday who is a lead I got from another realtor's mailings, and that other realtor's mailings are consistent. And it was enough that he couldn't remember the realtor's name, but he remembered our office name.
Love that.
And so I thought, that reminds me that some people check their mail. I need to look at that, especially if I want more sellers like that. you know, the mail's gonna work for them.
Mhm,
You can get email addresses, I noticed in HomeSnap, if anyone uses HomeSnap.
mhm.
You can pull up a property and they've done whatever research, and they often have phone numbers and email addresses in there.
Yes, and there is, I mean, one, the tax, you know, the Allegheny County tax website. I know there's other counties, but I like the Allegheny County one. Also has, you know, if it's an absentee owner, has the mailing address, and then there is, I'm gonna find, hold on, there's another, I mean, there's a ton, you can pay for a ton of platforms that will scrub data and give you all the good information. Or, I don't like to pay for things. Just saying. There is a few, Red X, like the color red, REDX, is one that Jenny Wollick uses, that she recommended, she had on her slides. And I pulled it up and was looking at it briefly and then scrolled off onto something else. But yeah, whoever your, yes, Yvette.
Christina Griffin uses PropStream.
What is it?
PropStream?
PropStream?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't,
I'm doing that 90-day coaching thing with her, and that's the one that she uses.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote it down so I can check into it. Again, I just want to, you know, gather information from everyone. You know, and another example that was talked about in some of the YouTube videos that I was watching was whenever you list a home. So let's say I listed a home last night at like 8 o'clock. I don't know why. And then I will go on RPR and do a radius from the, I didn't, but this was the example. I would do a radius from the address of the home I just listed. And I will pull all of the addresses for whoever I want to target, you know, lived in the home more than 5 years, or maybe has some tax issues or whatever. I'll pull all of that data and I'll have it ready. And as soon as the house goes pending, then I send the letter and say, hey, I just listed whatever home. I don't know if you noticed, we are pending already. That means homes in this area are moving fast. There's a desire. I have extra buyers that lost out on my house. Can I give you a free evaluation of your house? And then as soon as it goes pending, that letter hits the mail. Another suggestion was to mail it on a Thursday or Friday. So it hits their mailbox Monday. So they're not calling you over the weekend.
okay.
That was just a suggestion. I answer my phone all the time, so, you know, whatever. Or, you know, as soon as it's sold, have another letter ready. And then be ready with your scripts. Be ready with your script. So if you send a letter that says, I have buyers looking in your address, you know, would you like to sell your home for top dollar? Then they call you and you don't actually have buyers. What is your script going to be? And be ready with your script. It doesn't mean you can't use that letter. It just means you have to be ready to say, oh, you know, unfortunately that buyer found a home already, but here's what I've seen in the market. Let me give you I'm just tell you guys, let me give you a free evaluation on your home. And some people will only want the free evaluation, and that's okay, because you can say, you said, they call you, oh, I got your letter, yeah, I was interested in the free home evaluation. I'm not gonna sell, but I wanna know how much my home is worth. Well, they wanna know for a reason. And you say, that's okay, let me get your full name, let me get your address, and let me get your email, because I'm gonna send it to you. And is there anything interesting about your house that I should know? Have you recently updated anything? And you write all this down, you send them the RPR evaluation, which is why you need to join a board, so you have the RPR evaluation. And then you put them on a drip campaign, because you have their name, you have their address, you have their email, you know they're interested in their home value. And you put them on a drip campaign, and you check in with them, you send them, you keep sending them letters, or you know, drip on them one way or another, and say, oh, you know, did you know there was a whatever percentage increase in home sales? Just thought I'd let you know. And just keep connecting with them. So even if they only want that free valuation, you capture all their information. Is anyone doing any, for lack of a better phrase, like virtual farming via social media? I'm gonna take that.
I've done it with listings, and sales. You know, with Facebook, you can pick a geographic area, and it's really cheap,
Mhm.
like $20 and less.
Yes.
To have them send, you know, just do a post, you're just listed or just sold,
Yeah.
and then have them, I forget what the word is, but
Yeah. It like it targets that particular.
yeah, you tell them what you want.
Yeah.
And their rules are kind of tricky related to real estate, like you can't use age,
Yes. It can't be discriminatory of
if
anyone. Yeah. Age, gender, you know, race, any identities,
But you
nothing.
can pick a zip code or a neighborhood.
Mhm.
You don't even have to do zip code, you can just tell them the
Yeah.
neighborhood. I think you can, maybe income, maybe not.
I don't know.
But you can be
I'm not
real
sure.
specific, like people who are into tennis,
Uh-huh.
people who are,
Yeah.
you know, you can really.
You know, there's a dog park around, so people who have
Yeah,
dogs.
exactly, you can
Yes.
be really specific. And I've
Yeah.
gotten a lot of leads from that,
Mhm.
you know, for really cheaply.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've converted any of them, to
Mhm.
be honest, but it
Yeah.
did produce some leads.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, everyone, in the chat box, Yvette posted the link to the prop stream that she was talking about. I guess I could just click it. Okay, so here's the prop stream. Yeah, through command too. I know a couple people that, well, I know a lot of people that do ads through command. And then I do know a couple people that prefer to do ads straight through the platform itself. I don't know if there's any better or not, I don't know. But through command or through just Facebook alone, yeah, you can farm virtually and have a buyer or a just listed or whatever and target. And yeah, like Denise was saying, it's so cheap for, you know, like $20. I can run an ad for 30 days on 3 different platforms, whatever. It's very cheap. And Nick Baldwin on Facebook, go to Nick Baldwin's Command Your Conversion. He has like mastered the art of Facebook farming and converting those leads. And he knows all the statistics about, you know, how many leads it takes to convert. And yes, virtual leads are a harder conversion, but there you can convert them into business. And so yes, for the younger audience, where all we do is do this. And we all know that AI, artificial intelligence, is insane, right? So if I have typed into my phone homes or homes near dog parks or anything related to homes, it's gonna send it to me. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get your ad. Are you guys working on it? Are we writing letters? Are we doing things? I wanna see the screen, I wanna see you, but then my back is to it. Does anyone have any questions? I'm gonna stop my screen share. How do I do that? I don't know. Oh, right here, pause share.
Hey, Ally, will this be on the Google Drive later?
Yes, it is
Okay.
being recorded, so tomorrow Alana will be able to upload it for us.
All right, thank you.
Yes. There is, I can't see it the way I want to. There are other videos. I've done more in-depth RPR trainings for anyone who is not familiar with RPR. You can go just rewatch those. But this memory jogger too, I will see if she can send that out. But these are all, I mean, get to know command for anyone that's new. I know Sean, Vincent, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're new or not. But for anyone that's newer, just get to know command. And if you're not newer, just get to know it anyways.
Get to know command.
Get to know command and KW Connect. There's so many free resources on there. This is off topic, but in a Facebook group I'm in, they posted this. It's here, the new first time home buyers seminar guide. So like if you wanted to host a first time home buyer seminar, and it's in KW Connect, and I like clicked on the thing and went to KW Connect, and sure enough, it says read me first, and it tells you what to do, what to go through, and then there's a slideshow, and you just copy it, brand it to your own self. There are worksheets to hand out. I mean, at the bottom of the slideshow, there are scripts. This is what you say. Like the wheel's been invented, and they just give it to you. And I was like, so happy today downloading all this stuff, and I was like, this is
Yeah, you're gonna
why.
have to share that link,
Yes,
because that was a very good read. I did first time buyer seminars,
Mhm.
great lead source for me.
Yeah.
Just rent a room at the library, usually for free, reserve a room.
Yeah.
And people come.
People come for sure. Yeah, I've been on, or watched some panels or listened to some panels, whatever the word is, for people that do home buying seminars at just like a really high level. And I was like, man, it's just like a lot of work to do all the things. And the smarter than me people at Keller Williams have created it and then freely shared it.
That's awesome.
I was like, this is why, for me, Keller Williams, like they're just like here, like when we all succeed, we all succeed. So, that was in KW Connect under resources and education, and it's all just there. You can type in a key word, and I typed in farming, I typed in golden letters, and just tons of examples of golden letters came up, which is where I got these from. I did not make them. So in the chat box, Juliet said, from my experience, I have not found PropStream to be as up to date with their info. For anyone that wasn't seeing that. I have zero experience. I'm gonna say I'm a little sad, y'all. I'm super happy Denise is here. I'm a little sad y'all are not here to write letters with me. That's okay.
I just stole the one that you shared. Would you be interested in selling your home to a client of mine? If so, please give me a call. I think keeping it short and sweet is
Short and sweet.
the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's tried and true. That's what other people are doing. easy enough for me.
I don't know about, what was the reasoning about not including your business card?
She just said, don't put any fluff in there. Just nothing, just put your business information right in the letter and that was it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel
I
about
feel
it.
like eventually I might add a business card in there. I like my
I mean,
business
people like to, that's something people hang on
card.
to.
Mhm. Yeah. I know QR codes are, as I said earlier, I wasn't super techie. I do know QR codes are kind of awesome. I have created a couple, one for our PTA, so people could sign up. That was the first one I ever did.
Cool.
And then one for this class, actually, there was a QR code, which I'm aware is difficult when we're opening an email on our phone. You can't scan it, but it was fun to play with. And I embedded in the QR code the registration for this in the Google sheet that you had to fill out to register. And it was like, this is the zip code I'm interested, this is the avatar I'm interested, you know, pre-foreclosure or whatever. And I made you acknowledge at the bottom that you are aware this is an interactive class and you're gonna be working. And then I can see through the Google side, like who filled it out. So that's also a lead capture. You know, if you have a QR code that links them to, you know, click here, scan the QR code, to take you, you know, and then when they scan it, it takes them to a Google sheet that asks them their home stats so that you can get them a free eval, and you ask them their name, their address, have their email so you can send it to them, you know, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, whatever, what do you love about the neighbor, whatever, get all the information. You know, when you go to send it, you can, then you just capture all their info that way too. So if you like QR codes.
So are these going on, I mean, are these address labels?
Those are, that's the paper. We're gonna print our golden letters on bright neon paper
Okay.
and bright neon envelopes.
Okay.
It's gonna grab attention. Who sent me this? We're gonna handwrite, sign at the bottom and handwrite the address. If you're doing a lot and you wanna argue with me that you don't wanna handwrite all those addresses, I wouldn't argue that. Because that would be a lot.
Handwrittens do stand out.
They do stand out. There are companies that you can subscribe to that send, Audience is one, I've met with Audience, and they send letters to whatever your targeted area is, and it's a machine that holds a pen and handwrites it, and it looks handwritten, and then they even do like common spelling errors or grammar things, so it really looks like it came
Wow.
from a person. They got Jennifer she was like, who sent me this card? It was Audience trying to get her to subscribe to their, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch the machine hold the pen and write.
Interesting.
Which is true, because I'll open a handwritten letter before,
Yeah, they
like you can
stand out.
tell which junk mail.
Mhm. And you can tell the fake handwritten, like it's printed, but they tried to do it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can tell the difference.
Yeah, like the different font in Google or
Mhm.
in Word.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Mike Gons. I can always count on you to be here. Have you all ever gone into, this is relevant, into Command and done like a neighborhood snapshot? Has anyone done that? I don't know if that's exactly what it's called. let me see. I have done this. And on Amazon, you can buy those door hanging bags. You can put a letter in, like fold it, tri-fold it, put it in, hang on the door for super cheap. Like the bags are super duper cheap. And then it protects your letter from the rain. Oh my God. So if we go into command and go to, oh, I'm not sharing my screen. I'm going to share screen. If you go into command, into designs, you can create a design. Let's just do print. Maybe. Local experts. So it's under listings and local maybe neighborhood snaps. We'll do neighborhood snaps. Okay, we'll pick this one because I like it. So we won't use this one. It's the size of a trifold. Oh, look at my face. So you can pick your, whatever, pick any picture you want here. From there, they have like a whole library. I was. You guys can tell me. Haha, I am now. Okay, so if you go into command, thank you, Denise, and go to designs and get over here for neighborhood snapshot, you can pick whatever one, it doesn't matter. I picked this one. There's a whole library of like photo stock pictures, and then you would change, this is Barton Hill, you would change that to whatever neighborhood you're gonna use. And then you can, oh, Lord help me almighty. Go to KWLS, and we want snapshots, not listings. And we're gonna do, my zip code is 15025. That doesn't exist apparently. Aha, postal code. Here we go. So we can replace. Okay, well, the worst example, it should populate with information. That's how you know it's live, because it doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna go with, it's just an issue right now. Let's try a neighborhood. Hills, this is my neighborhood. Aha, let's try Jefferson Hillsboro. Okay, thank you. This gave me a little bit. Okay, so anyways, you can pick, and I would change this up here to say, hey, Jefferson Hills, your market is on the move, and I'd have a cool photo stock picture here. They have a ton, so I would really, if it were me, I would try to make it match. Like there's some really cool city ones that kind of look like Lawrenceville. I wouldn't put that here because I don't live in an area that looks like Lawrenceville. So I would kind of try to make it match. And then, let's see if we can see that. The snapshot tells us the average list price is $488,045. There's 7 active homes, 4 pending, average days on market, which is an average price per square foot of $183. So I could just do that super quick in command designs, download this, print it out, stick them in those baggy things, and put those on all the doors, in my neighborhood. Or all the stores of people that have owned their homes more than 10 years. And I can brand it. I put my face up here with Keller Williams exclusive and my contact info so they know where it came from. There's a lot of things we can do.
Allie, that was extremely helpful. I've been trying to figure that out for a long time.
Yes, so glad. Awesome. So I actually have done this, and I have done it in my neighborhood. Not as consistent as I should. There are 3 realtors that live in my neighborhood, and so we all kind of farm in, and it's always a good time. I always know, like, at certain holidays, which realtor is gonna send around what. And at Halloween, we all have something. I'm famous for, I get brown cookies made with white icing and a red KW. I put them in bags and I staple my business card to them. And my mom passes out candy in my neighborhood. So for us, while we trick or treat, so she gives the kids candy. And then my mom's a heckler. She won't let you go. And she forces all the parents to take a cookie with my business card on it. The other realtor does popcorn balls. And all of my like friends in the neighborhood know, they're like, oh, we're not eating the popcorn ball. We so just,
I mean, I would eat the popcorn ball.
but
Still-
throw the card away.
Yeah.
So those are just fun things that we do. But we all kind of farm inconsistently in our own neighborhood. It must not be good enough though, because only one of us has ever listed a home in our neighborhood, and it was the neighbor of the one.
Oh.
There's been a few homes for sale. Maybe we're not doing it good enough. I will tell you one thing, and I kick myself all the time for it, and I've shared it, and I'll just keep sharing it. So twice, I walk the kids to school, or I walk the dog, whatever. I've noticed people throwing away a ton of stuff. I'm like, oh, they're getting rid of a lot of stuff, or fixing something up. And I thought to myself, like, I wonder if they're getting ready to sell. And a few weeks later, that for sale sign was in the yard. And I was like, dang it! Like, I had the thought. And then one idea that I do, not as consistently as I should, but I do it. This one guy was watching some YouTube video. He would walk his dog around the neighborhood, and he would, in his notes on his phone, take note of, oh, this neighbor painted their shutters, or this one did their landscaping. And when he'd see them in passing, or he just sent them a little card, from his neighbor, like, hey, I noticed you did your landscaping. It looks really good. Awesome. Or, oh my God, your shutters look great, that color. That looks super good, whatever. And he would always consistently point out when they were doing upgrades. And he's had a couple listings from that, and it was like, you took such time to notice the improvements of my home. We knew you were definitely the right person to sell.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah,
Right now.
because it's not over the top in my opinion. It's not super aggressive. It's just a friendly neighbor. I'm out walking my dog. I see your house. So that's always a fun one. And my dog is very loud, so everyone knows when I'm walking him. He likes to say hi.
So Allie, last year I did Christmas lights. So the neighbors that decorated their houses for Christmas, I sent out a note, love your holiday decorations. Thanks for beautifying the neighborhood.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. That's awesome. It just, it's one, builds relationships, which we are in the relationship building business, and it just gets us in front of people. It gets our name in front of people. And people remember, what's that saying? Like, they don't remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And so when you make them feel good, like, oh my gosh, that was so nice that you took the time to tell me, to write me a handwritten letter that my life looked good, or you notice all the work I put into, like, people remember that.
I think so. And even if they get it, they get your realtor, you're trying to get business, They still appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think they still appreciate
Yeah, it doesn't, it feels, in my opinion, I think it would just feel look like more genuine or authentic, not so salesy. Just that looks great.
it. Yeah.
You don't have to know that I hate that color. It looks super great.
I think it sucks, but
I would never do that with my husband. This is recorded, it's fine. I'm gonna quit rambling soon, so do you guys have any questions, or do you need help with anything? Also, if anyone ever wants to just like meet and go over this step by step, or for those of us that don't have access to RPR yet, I will heckle you because everyone should join a board. But before you get there, you know, if you need some help going through and getting some mailers out, you know, we can definitely arrange a time to meet in the office and do that. That air is so loud. I
It
feel
is
like I'm
so-
screaming.
it's so loud. It really is. I mean, but look how many vents there are. It's a lot.
I really feel like I'm screaming when it's on.
Can we adjust it at all?
No,
No, okay.
I don't think so. Anyone, going once, twice. Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I know we all have a lot of things to do on a Monday evening, getting back into life. Again, please, if you don't have my number, then I'm failing at a few things. But you can easily get it. If you have any questions, text me, call me. You know, I'm happy to help anyone I can. All right, guys, enjoy your evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good,
How's everything?
good. I'm trying to, I downloaded a file from RPR,
Okay.
a list of addresses,
Mhm.
but I can't seem to open it or get it transferred to another sheet. I have some hockey cards I want to send out
Okay.
to farm area,
Mhm.
and I need to upload the addresses to the, you know, for my order.
Yeah.
But I can't, I only have, I guess the web, like Excel and Word and those things. So I can't do anything with CSV files. Do you know of another program I can use?
Are you able to email the link to, like, email it to me and I can see if I can get it?
I can, yeah, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. I can see if I can get it, you know, onto something.
Okay, I would appreciate it.
Yeah. Send me the email with the thing and I'll see. I have all of the things, so I'll see if I can't figure out a way to get it downloaded onto a Word doc or something that you can see.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't know when I got the web version that
Yeah.
you can't do those things with that either 365 or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you that option. So, all right, I'll try and get it over to you and see if you can help me with it.
Yeah, for sure. If not, we'll figure something out.
All right,
Yeah,
Thank-
if not, then maybe, if I can't open or somehow get it from you, then maybe you can just send me the specific criteria that it was, and I can generate it on my own and send it to you.
okay,
So we'll figure it out one way or another.
all right, thank you.
Of course, thanks for being here, Lisa.
Hey, Ally.
I'm gonna sign off and I'll try and do that. All right, thanks.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, thank you.
All right, see ya, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Ally, I have a contract question.
Yes.
So the home inspection was completed last Monday.
Mhm.
We have not received the reply to the inspection yet. So I reached out to the other agent via email and said, hey, the BRI is past due, can you follow up and let me know what you're doing? And then I called her and she ignored my call. And then the appraisal was scheduled.
Has the appraisal been completed?
No, it was just scheduled.
Okay.
But she's out of their timeline for the reply to the home inspection, right?
Well, when was the BRI due?
Saturday. Because the home inspection was Monday, so they had 5 days. So it would have been due Saturday.
Why would they have had 5 days from Monday?
The
But
negotiation,
that negotiation period.
it happens after the BRI is due.
Yeah, that's what I'm, right, but I don't think that's so do you have the agreement of sale with you? That you
Yeah.
can pull it up?
Yeah,
Can you pull it up,
sure.
please?
In my mind,
Cause I think that was it, I think that was the 5 days she's thinking of, but I wanna know what the initial inspection contingency time frame was.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. See, in my mind, in a situation like that, if someone misses their deadline, I don't chase them for it. I think that at that point, anything that they were to reply, they're outside of the contingency.
Mhm.
You and the seller may choose to be generous and have that discussion with them, but you don't have to do anything at that point. They missed their deadline.
Oh, 100%, you missed your deadline. One, I just wanna make sure that the deadline was missed, and then two, an odd amount of times I've run into, agents disappearing. I have had agents completely ghost me in the middle of a transaction, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Is your poor buyer getting ghosted also? So then it's like a call to the manager or, whoever their team leader is.
This is for my listing on Saybrook,
Okay.
that one in Churchill.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if I'm making you dizzy.
Nope, you're not.
So here's the buyer financing piece. Go down to the home inspection.
I hate the reorder of that.
I do too.
Just saying. I know a lot of people really like it. I do not.
Yeah, because I feel like I missed stuff.
I know.
All right.
Contingencies.
Get going.
Okay, 15 days. Is there, you can't see me, is there initial contingency time frame? So go all the way to the bottom. When did you execute this?
It was executed in August 29th, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
August 29th. Okay, we're gonna just focus. So all timeline start August 30th. So we've got
Correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on, that's the third. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the 15-day inspection contingency would have been up on September 13th.
So last Monday.
Last
Or Tuesday.
Tuesday, and they did it on Monday.
And
So
they-
there, yeah.
What happened on Monday?
That's when they
The
did.
home inspection.
Oh,
So they, wait, so day
that should have been a
14
whole conversation.
to do your inspection. Okay, well, here's the thing, it's neither here nor there. Who's the agent?
Wait, are you ready? Deborah Kane.
I don't know.
No, I'm shocked.
She's
you really
ducking
shocked?
me and everything.
I've only worked with her where she represents the seller, so that's why, that's a piece of it. I just can't imagine that she would,
I don't even know what that is.
she's very big in that area, like you
Okay.
can't sell a house or buy a house in.
Without dealing with her.
Without dealing with her. She's gonna fight you then, that's a different, I mean, you're still in the right, but I have a feeling she is gonna push back. You know, she's gonna try to negotiate whatever, no matter whether the deadlines are in place or not.
Mhm. Yeah, so the BRI was due the 13th, then your 5-day negotiation period is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would have been Sunday. And then your 2 days to make a decision or terminate is tomorrow.
Right.
And almost makes me wonder, well, no, they're moving forward with the appraisal, right? When was the appraisal scheduled for?
It just was scheduled today for tomorrow.
So they're moving forward.
So,
But here's the thing, this girl has to sell her house. So there's that contingency that she has to sell her current property in order to get this house.
is it listed?
Yeah, it's listed.
What time frame did you have in place for that, for the sale of the property?
So we said October the 14th, everything needs to be done and we close. Here's the document.
Okay, it will be listed on or after September 2nd. The property is not under agreement. Okay, I don't wanna sound snarky, but I'm just gonna say it as I say it. Do you understand what number 6 means? And not everything has to be done. That means they have until October 14th to even have an accepted offer.
Yeah,
Okay. That's a long time.
yeah, we pushed they wanted the 30th and I said the 1st and we settled on the 14th. I didn't want to do this deal because I don't like Deborah Kane. I've had other dealings with her and she's just been awful.
Yeah, she's pain in the butt.
But
I mean, can they terminate? Can the seller terminate this?
Can't we terminate because she didn't adhere to the inspection contingency?
hold on.
I think you could have, but now you're out of that negotiation period too.
So fun, someone was actually, based on some things that have gone on, someone was actually saying, if your buyer plans on terminating during inspections,
The
you
seller.
should wait until the termination period of the agreement. So those 2 days, because technically then you're still out of compliance. I don't know, I wouldn't really nail that to the wall. But I would think you still have in that term, I want to read it and see. Okay. If a report reveals blah, 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 including projected completion in 5 days. Nope. The results are satisfactory, you'll present the reports and agree to move on. If the inspection elected is unsatisfactory, the buyer will present all the reports and provide written notice to the seller with all deposit monies. Results of the inspection round, subject buyer will present reports and a written correct proposal. I mean, okay, so in section C, line 488, which is what I thought, it doesn't say anything about the seller being able to terminate. It says if the buyer fails to respond within the time stated in paragraph 13C or fails to terminate this agreement by written notice to seller within that time, buyer will accept the property and agree
As
to
is.
release in the paragraph 28 of this agreement.
So it just means they can't ask for anything.
They can't ask for anything. So after tomorrow, Yvette, I don't know this person. There's just a part of me that would say, don't be surprised if you show up tomorrow with the termination.
Yeah, it seems odd. But if they're moving forward with that appraisal, it feels like
Yeah.
they're still in it. She just is sloppy with her
Being
deadline.
sloppy. And there's also the chance that it was fine and they're just not asking for anything, and so it's not on her mind. She's, again, it's sloppy and it's irresponsible, but so as of, tomorrow at 11:59, if they haven't terminated, or even if they send you a BRI, like that's out of compliance. But if they don't terminate as of tomorrow, per line 488, they agree to accept the property and move on. Now, that's not to say they can't still terminate. They
They can't terminate based on
They
the
can't.
inspection.
Terminate based on inspection, and if they do, they don't get the grant money. And I would really fight about that.
And here's the funny part, it's an FHA.
Ugh. So maybe that, I have had a situation with FHA, because you know that if the FHA appraiser comes in and asks for anything, you would still be obligated to deal with that,
Yes.
either you or the buyer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that could be why they would just nothing came up that they're not,
It's major.
yeah,
Mhm.
or as it's gonna have to be addressed through the FHA anyway.
Yeah, for sure. As an FHA buyer, I have specifically like things we wanted to ask for, have instructed, like, let's not ask for that because the FHA appraiser is gonna get it. And we don't want to use all of our chips on something they have to do anyways.
Right, yep,
Um,
so that could be
so
it.
they could just be waiting, if there was anything that the FHA appraiser is gonna get that they wanted anyways, that it'll just get handled then.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay,
With, and
I
then,
kind of thought that too.
yeah,
okay,
yeah, and unless it was stated, I have done, like, I've had a seller accept an FHA loan, and we did an addendum that said, seller's not responsible for any of the FHA requirements. So unless that was stated, that would be on the seller spreading of the FHA requirements.
I mean, the seller can refuse and the buyer can do
Mhm.
that.
Oh, yeah,
But then the seller is allowing the buyer to make
to do work.
changes, paint or whatever their house.
Yeah, if
Uh,
buyers performing work on a property they don't
Prior
own.
to closing.
It gets
Yeah.
great.
It gets great, it does get great. The seller-
So can the seller refuse to do the work
Yes,
Yes,
and then we can terminate at that point?
yes.
Yep.
Would terminate unless because they would not be able to get their loan,
Okay,
So that's
secure funding.
so that's a way out for you and the seller.
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
if you guys want out.
Yeah. And then otherwise, you just have to wait until October 14th
Yeah.
for their house to sell.
Just to even go under contract.
Yes, I know, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a month and a half for them to.
Which in this market is not crazy.
It's not
but-
crazy, but I would.
But
want-
I'm looking in showing time and I'm not seeing a lot of appointments.
Yeah, I do that too. I stop it. What's the address of the house that they have to sell?
It's 366 Barclay in Forest Hills.
Oh, that's not a bad house. It has a pool?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it like that. Pool?
You got anybody looking in Forest Hills? You know,
That's
on the
what I
flip
was trying
side,
to think of.
Yeah, I do, but they're never gonna buy a house. The ceilings are less than 10 feet tall. They don't want it.
Oh, boy.
I mean, dude is like 6'10".
Oh,
He's a
okay.
big guy.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
Fair enough, fair enough.
yeah.
He looked at somewhere, he's like, I don't even fit in the shower. Okay.
And, you know, the other part of this is this was our first offer. We had not gotten anything.
Well,
And they really need to sell because they moved to Massachusetts and paying the high rent there and continuing to pay this mortgage is really
Yeah.
hurting them.
yeah. Well, if it were me, and Denise, please share your thoughts or rebuttals. If it were me, I would wait to see what happens tomorrow. And if I don't hear anything on Wednesday, I would maybe just send a text or an email that just says, okay, we've cleared our inspections. Looks like we're moving forward. Wanted to let you know that the appraisal's been scheduled for this date. If you could let me know when that comes in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine to just kind of follow up with Deb, confirming, hey, we're beyond the inspection period.
Yeah.
I think my trick with her, and it seemed to help, was always including her assistant in every communication, because she didn't respond a lot. Deb didn't, but her assistant did. So if you had, and I can't remember, I could probably go through my email. I think the assistant has a separate email address, definitely a separate phone number, and just try to communicate with her.
Okay.
Because I think Deb thinks it's her world and we're all living in it.
Yes, yes.
That was my experience every time. But the assistant is more like aware of deadlines and, being professional, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so try that, and then just be sure, whenever, or even, keep in contact regarding, when the appraisal's back in, and then just keep October 14th on your brain, or just keep checking the house, online, or set up a safe search in the MLS on that house, so you get notified if it goes contingent, or
Right.
what happens, because if by October 14th, if it hasn't gone contingent, then if I were you, I would not extend that time frame.
No, no,
Lost so
no.
much time as it is.
And
Right.
if you want to just try to get out of it, I think you're reasonable to try to get out of it based on the appraisal.
Mhm.
Okay.
And if they come back asking. for
If they
anything.
come back asking for anything, yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, if by the time, if that's in it, that's a good point too. If by the time the appraisal's back, if that house still isn't contingent, if there are requirements on the home, especially considering they don't live here any longer, that would be an opportunity to say, we're not making any changes to it and get out of it and not have to wait until October 14th.
Okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Yep.
You can say, you're not making any changes, and then if the buyer comes back and says, well, can we, the seller can say, no, we
No.
don't. we
Yeah,
don't
we're
agree
not
to that."
comfortable with that.
Yeah.
We're not even there anymore.
Yeah,
That would be your way out and not have to wait until the 14th.
yeah.
Yeah,
Though,
Okay.
FHA appraisals can be 7 to 10 days,
yes.
so
Yeah,
you still
so-
have that time frame to deal with. But it's,
Okay.
could be a way out, though.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.